Quite a bit of very heavy rain now right over Hillsboro up towards Arrowhead. Won't last too long, the heavy rain, but you can pick up a quick ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch. If you check out the rainfall rate with this, this is just how hard the rain is coming down. If it could stop or stay over any one area for an hour, it's raining at the rate of 4 inches an hour. Now, it doesn't rain 4 inches because it's moving along, but still, that's very, very heavy rain there in sections of Orange County. If nothing else, blinding rain that certainly will make spotting any severe weather, if there is any tornadoes, even that much more difficult. Tornadoes at night are especially dangerous. Obviously, 80% of the fatalities in North Carolina from tornadoes occur at night, even though only about less than 20% occur at night. So the vast majority of our tornadoes occur during the day, but when they do occur at night, that's when we have the fatalities. And it makes sense. Folks are sleeping. It's hard to see anything outside, obviously, when it's dark. And many times, too, you have the very heavy rainfall, which greatly inhibits anything you could possibly see. So best thing to do when there is a tornado warning, just go to a safe place until the tornado warning or the threat of severe weather diminishes. But that's where the tornado warning in effect right now.
I continue, as Chris was talking about those storms, showing you that. Let's go back to the other source here, because it is looking like this circulation, at least on the Doppler radar, might be starting to tighten up just a little bit. We're starting to see what we call these shear markers. They're in the mid levels, but they could be starting to develop closer to the surface, and we're now starting to see these areas of red and green getting closer to one another. And when you see those adjacent to one another, that is an indication that we could be seeing this starting to tighten up. Now, the radar is to the south. The red indicates motion away from the radar site, green towards the radar site. So this is now pushed east of Arrowhead and is moving up to the north and to the east. Now, let me go ahead and lay down some locations right around Larry Hall and over towards the high school. Let's see if we can, the Springcrest Meadows area, and over towards Berryland, as you can see, Charter Meadows, and up to the north around the Concord Acres. And again, this is moving off to the north and east at a fairly quick rate, Chris, around 35 miles an hour. Let me go ahead and zoom out just a little bit more so you can get an idea of what we're talking about. If you live in Hillsboro, the greatest threat of a tornado is north of the area, right along North Carolina Highway. That'd be 86, I do believe. In fact, let me lay down some roads here to give you a better idea. Right through Arrowhead, this is 86. The circulation center is moving east of that now, but around State Highway 57 and off to the north and east, this is right along the Person County line, State Highway 157. So this is where it's headed. It's headed towards southern Person County, towards Timberlake. So if you live in Timberlake, over towards Rougemont, over towards the Hurdle Mills area, all these areas need to, you need to get to a place of safety, as Chris was talking about, where that place is, a basement if you have it, away from the windows. And Chris made a very good point as well. Nighttime tornadoes are especially dangerous because it's very hard to see them, especially if they're rain wrapped. But again, as we put this, let me go ahead, and there's the latest image right there. And it's really looking like it's starting to tighten up here, Chris. So we could be seeing a spin up here, this tornado forming right now over these locations as we'll put this into motion. It moved from Alamance into northern Orange County, and it looks like it's getting ready to tighten up and now move into southern Person County right there. Isn't that starting to look like it's really, those reds and greens are coming together there, Chris?
Yeah, it does look more impressive than it did a few minutes ago, and that's a good reason. Of course, the National Weather Service put out that tornado warning after the severe thunderstorm warning when they started to see the rotation, and we can show you that too on our radar with Doppler XP. If we go back to the other version of XP, we can give you just a view. This is just the straight radar with the rain and the movement. Now, this is this area here where you see Arrowhead. That's northern sections of Orange County, Timberlake, southern Person County. This is the storm tracker here, an estimate the next 15-20 minutes moving into southern Person County, Timberlake, Searle, Allensville, towards Oak Hill, and then towards the Virginia border in the next 30 to move to the northeast. The individual storms moving about 40-45 miles per hour. The line itself is moving much more slowly, more like 20 or so miles per hour as it moves off to the east. We'll pull back the view, give you an idea of what's going on with the rest of the region too. You see this area of let me just pull back. There we go. go right there, the whole view of the region there. And that's the area there, Person County into northern sections of Orange, extreme northwestern Durham County, because it'll just clip right past that. Maybe just missing it, but too close for comfort to leave all of Durham County out of that warning. So northwestern Durham, north of Bahama, fairly rural area there. But you see that those circles, all of those circles, all that means is that the radar now is getting a pretty good indication of some rotation there in northern sections of Orange County that'll be moving pretty quickly into areas of southern Person County. So again, this is from the National Weather Service. Their radar continued to indicate a tornado about 9 miles north of Hillsborough, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So the besides a tornado could be large hail, damaging winds. Rougemont potentially there in extreme northern Durham County, and Mariah in the path of that storm. Remember the place to go if you're in a mobile home, a vehicle, or outdoors. Move to the closest substantial shelter if you know someone in that, or if you ever are in the future, obviously in a vehicle. You want to abandon a vehicle, do not stay in that. No shelters available. Remember, in the future, lie down in a low-lying area too. But just remain indoors, lowest level, interior room, hall closet, that sort of thing, because at least the potential. No reports yet of a confirmation, but certainly some strong indications on radar of at least a weak tornado, and any tornado by any stretch can cause some damage. You see all of these circles again indicating that red one too really tells us that there may be now some circulation that's getting very close to the ground, which certainly makes us more nervous about what may be going on there across those areas. No reports of any confirmation there of anything, but right around Caldwell there in northeastern sections of Orange County, that's where I think there may be a potential tornado on the ground, or at least one developing that may be heading that way. So there's a storm track. Timberlake next few minutes, Mariah, Searle, Allensville. We just mentioned these, Colbert, Hebron, Oak Hill, all of these areas, Person County heading up into southern Virginia, and this may actually just clip two parts of Granville County as well as it moves off to the northeast down the road. No warnings there right now though, so don't need to worry about that just yet. But if you're in these areas, say northern Granville County into southern Virginia, you want to at least be on the lookout, or at least stay tuned in case any warnings are issued. Back to the traditional shot there of the radar, and you see this line of storms making its way to the northeast. That tornado warning now, it looks like it's been whittled down a little bit more there into even parts of Orange County. Scott will zoom in. The National Weather Service continues to, as the storm moves along, they take areas out of the warning. So now it's not the northern, all of northern Orange County, but north of Hillsborough, just north of Hillsborough, you see this sort of hatched, or this purple line here, that's the polygon more or less. This is where the tornado warning is in effect, and they sort of whittled some of the areas out of that. But it's this spot right in here, that area of northeastern Orange County and southern Person County, even including Roxborough too, though, to be on the safe side. That's where this potential tornado, again, waiting for some confirmation, but none yet, but take cover.
Yeah, and let's go to Weather Source 2, because we just got the latest image here from the latest what we call velocity of the radar, and it's really starting to tighten up here, and I'm becoming increasingly concerned that we are seeing a spin up here of a tornado. This is the most impressive signature that we've seen right around Sawyer Road. This is north of State Highway 57, and where we're looking at is just to the northeast of Caldwell. It's moving away from the Caldwell area. Let me zoom out a little bit to give you bearings. This is south of Timberlake, and you can see where the reds and the greens come together. And where you're seeing this green, that's enhanced velocity showing up on the radar. And this is going to be heading off to, it looks like, to the north and west of the Rougemont area. Look how it's really tightened up there as it's moved into the far northeastern corner of Orange County. Let's go ahead and zoom in again. Again, this is south of Timberlake and off to the west of Rougemont. So again, increasing likelihood that this could be a spin-up tornado that is showing up very nicely on the radar. Again, right around the Sawyer Road area, we're zooming in really tight on some of these local roads to give you an idea. If you live in this neighborhood right around State Road 1124, let's go ahead and highlight some of these small roads here around Bacon Road and off over in this area just to the south and west. Now let's see, that's Hall Dairy Road. So again, these are areas just to the north of State Highway 57. This is where we're seeing where the radar is really locking in on this circulation of a possible tornado. Right now we don't have confirmation, but this is looking very impressive on the radar with the colors right next to one another. Again, as we zoom out here, let's talk about what we're looking at here as the radar is to the south of us on the south of this image right here, and where you're seeing the reds come together with the greens, that's where the rotation is. Red indicating motion away from the radar, green motion towards the radar.